Yay, yay, yay. Well, this is the BOTB Live Show, man. We just kind of gearing up, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's Hump Day Happy Hour Tap In. I'm Jay Walking. That's Carolina Dirt. And our family friend, our sister, V to the N in the place. What's happening?
Hey, what's happening?
Ain't nothing, man. You know how we do, man. We gonna do this little weekly turn up, man, and talk about some things going on in the world. And
Sounds good.
yeah, we'll be right back. Yes, 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 man. Uh, Thank you to the Most High for being in the righteous place that we are. Glad to be able to join the family and the friends, man, and see what's going on. What you been up to, Venom?
Oh man, I actually have a lot of exciting things in the works right now. I don't even know if I want to jinx it. um, but yeah, I got some exciting things going on. I'm stepping my foot into. I can't say it's new for me because I've done it before in a way, but not on this level. But I've been offered an associate producer role on a movie that's being shot in Atlanta and Miami. Um, Very excited about it. It's giving me an opportunity to, show a different side of my leadership and creativity, and it's got some names in it. So fingers
Okay.
crossed.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed
crossed.
indeed.
Yeah, and not to say too much more, but one of the people who's spearheading it was in Game Night with Kevin Hart and Taraji P.
Okay.
And trying to get that director to come on board, and there's been good conversation. So
Well, don't. We are thankful for the bountiful gifts that he is about to, bestow. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no hangups. It's only organization. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
And as you always say, it's your network. Every now and then you have to tap back into your network. You know what I'm saying? And this was a blessing. This really was a blessing that came, and I'm excited. That's all I can say. I don't want to say too much about it, but
I
excited.
know how these yeah, I know how these things go, man, but I think you have the power of your energy to push along with the powers of, your connections. So
Mhm. So I'm
I
super
hope the
excited. I'm
best for
super
the
excited.
process. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Carolina, what's good with you, brother?
Man, fuck this pollen. Pollen got me fucked up. I let my
Oh,
dog out. That shit damn in my
oh,
nose and my mouth. Man, this pollen gonna be long. I don't mean to be, you know, change the
He
mood,
been
man.
cursing out.
This
He been
pollen,
cursing that pollen for the last 3 weeks.
Yo, I literally said to myself I was going to say that on the show tonight. Because no, yeah, fuck the pollen. And I'm at the point now that I want to make everybody that goes out the house come in and take a shower. That's the first thing you need to do.
that's what
Take your damn
that's
clothes off and take a shower. Because y'all bringing
that's
all this pollen in here.
Yeah, and
that,
look,
that's the thing. I had took a shower and then let my dog out, and he wouldn't come
I
right back. So I had to stick my head out. But I just got the shower too, man.
I literally got my vapor right here. It's normally sitting where I'm sitting at, and I mix up my potions with peppermint and lemongrass and rose hip, and I had the whole room steamed out trying to clear all that up.
look, if you're not from this region of the world, man, the southeastern region of the world, it's it's a different kind of pollen, huh?
Yeah,
Um, I know y'all
Yeah.
might be used to some shit that blow, some shit that kind of itch your nose or whatever. This shit down there is alive. It get up and through you,
Bro,
and it's nothing that
It's
you can
bad.
do to stop it from getting up and through you and
Yeah,
turning your body every which way but loose.
yeah, it's
the
bad.
crazy thing is the last 2 weeks, the wind been blowing. We've been having real wind down here.
Well, yep,
So
we
that
have.
shit be blowing. It'd be little damn dust Ghostbusters out this bitch. But real quick before we get into it, I want Venom to tell the story because I was telling her I haven't seen Venom or heard from Venom since week 13
Yeah,
of the football season.
he said he been kicked out of better places.
But hold on, let me do the setup real quick. So Smitty, her man, is a Bears fan. I'm a Packer fan. He invited me over to watch the Bears and the Packers. First time they played this season, which was close to the end of the season, like week 13. It was like October, November. And I went over there and I brought my own drink. And I kept to myself. I didn't eat y'all food. I think I used y'all bathroom one time. I was trying to be as hospitable as somebody else.
He was trying not to be intrusive.
I'm gonna let him tell his version.
I had manners. I spoke to you. I spoke to. I think your kids came downstairs. Did your mama come downstairs that day?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I spoke to everybody. I was hospitable. I shared my drink.
Did you? That's what you call it. With sharing. That's how you describe that. You force people to take shots.
Okay.
You force shots upon shots on everybody of moonshine. You forced them.
Yeah, we heard enough from you. You be quiet. Venom, tell the people what happened.
He came with 2 moonshine. One that was flavored and one that wasn't flavored. And then he wanted you to take the shot of the unflavored and then chase it with the flavored. And so now he started this train of shots going on. And and I had said no like at least 20 times. No. And then finally I gave in. Matter of fact, my brother came over. You had him drinking moonshine. My brother, Smitty, our other friends that was there. So now so I think he left. That he got it in quick and then he just left. He just dipped. You know what I mean? Like, game was over, peace out, I'm gone. Right? So what I had sent you was a picture of my husband drunk. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't do this.
Right.
I was mad at you. I was like, look what you did.
Yeah, that's exactly what you sent me a message. But
yeah, I'm like, you did this. And then I was like, no, I shouldn't send a picture of my husband drunk. Let me delete it.
So she just sent the text saying you did this.
Right.
No, but you know how when somebody send you a message and then they unsend it. So he knew I unsent something.
This has been my brother mine. Go ahead.
Before I left, I said, y'all ain't gonna invite me back. That's what I kept saying. Y'all ain't gonna invite me back. Y'all ain't gonna invite me back. I haven't even heard from them. It's talking about inviting. I didn't even hear from them.
Well, see, you can't go through and drop a metaphorical explosive device and then leave. That is you basically did you're right.
Game
you
over.
Basically a suicide bomber, cause you can't do that. That's why you don't have no friends.
Oh,
damn. That's tough. That's tough.
Nah, he got plenty of friends, but they know better than to drink with him. All of them got an FM story.
I was like, no, I don't want to take a shot. You got to do it like this. Drink that one and chase it with this one. I'm like, who chases a shot with a shot?
Everybody don't have the upbringing that we have. You know what I'm saying? There's this term that they use for the YNs. That's a crash out, right? My pops is an OG crash out.
Definitely. So.
And he raised us as the offspring of OG crash outs when it comes to this drinking thing. Now, we said all of that, man. Y'all individuals need to drink responsibly. I'm not poking no fun at Venom or her husband, but
you had him laid out. He was laid out. I was like, yo, really?
Sometimes you don't follow people up, man. Peer
and that was a gay game. Like, you had my husband laid out by like 5 o'clock. I'm like, what
He didn't even see the Sunday night game.
Hey, the crazy thing, I got there at halftime, and I left at the end of the game. As soon as the game was over, I walked out. So it was like 2 hours. I was there for like 2 hours. Ain't heard from them. I don't even know if they're alive.
bad influence?
But real quick, before we get to the other thing, I want to give a shout out on the serious note. These wildfires are taking over South Carolina, man. We've been devastated in the Horry, Greenville area with a whole bunch of wildfires, and they saying they spreading. Some of them contain, some of them may.
Oh shit! I missed that. I must have been smothered in all the other Carolina drama.
It truly was, because we've been having fires for like the last 3 weeks.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they've been.
Well, that shows that my timeline is dumb as hell.
Well, it's probably hitting some of the more upscale areas. You know what I'm saying? Those subdivisions right there at the beach. It's not to say that people.
Oh, you know what? I lied. I did see that. I did see that. Once you said the beach, it brought it back.
Yeah.
Well, now it's in Greenville. Now it's in Greenville from all the drought.
Because I was trying to figure out why would the beach be on fire? Like, I remember that now.
Man, look, we've had hurricanes. We've been having earthquakes, not as long as I've been alive has South Carolina had a wildfire. They had a controlled burn that got out of hand, but they ain't never have no fucking wildfire, man. Somebody's setting these fires, man. Yeah, and we need to figure out what the agenda of the fire is. Somebody said something to the effect of some push to rebuild and have these smart cities, more interconnection between the people. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy shit is, like, we are at the highest level of not liking each other than we have ever been.
Correct.
But meanwhile, there is an agenda to have us more connected than we ever been. It's a wild thing, man. Like, I pray for those people affected by that fire, man. Like I said, you lose your life without losing your life sometimes, man. You've been alive 50, 60, 70 years, and you have a countless amount of heirlooms and just memories that you have in your house that are irreplaceable.
Yeah,
so
fire is crazy.
Yeah, man.
It made me want to think, for us, we get hurricane shit. Tornadoes are popping up. We had a couple tornadoes a couple weeks ago. Pop up in South Carolina. But it just made me think, South Carolina, we always worry about hurricanes. So we got 2-3 weeks to get your go bag ready. Now, fires, these tornadoes popping up, these just severe storms popping up. Shit, people stealing. You just gotta have your stuff ready. You gotta have your most important credentials and stuff like that in a location that you can get to, but it's a secure location.
In a real way, you gotta have some type of escape plan. You feel me? Like, the days of this is just not something to worry about is over, man. Like, pack up some shit that you can use, that can be mobile, that you can, you know what I'm saying, for the just in case.
That's some good advice right there, because I definitely ain't got my shit together.
A lot of, and I felt that way for a long time, but it's because of the California wildfires. There were so many people that I was looking at through social media and everything. That was like, I didn't even have time to prepare. You know what I'm saying? We normally look at it and be like, that shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is prepared for those types of things. But this is just a new state of living that we in, where we need to start preparing.
Good point.
Real quick before we get to why we get, I want to get a Venom's opinion. Did you see the whole Just Hilarious shit on Breakfast Club, the situation?
How could I not?
Okay. So since you've been on the radio, we briefly talked about it, but we had a guest, so we couldn't deep dive. But real quick before we get into why we on here, What's your opinion? Because you've been in that role before. You've held that space for a long period of time.
Okay.
If you can give us both sides. Give us
Okay.
Jess' side and give us Lauren's side.
All right. I actually kind of lived that for real, because when I got my first full-time position in radio, a lot of people may not understand that when I was at Hot, I was not full-time. So I was offered full-time to go to the beat. I was pregnant at the time. And I told the PD that reached out to me, I let him know I was pregnant. And one thing that he said to me was he had heard that through the grapevine. And if I didn't disclose that to him, he wasn't going to hire me. So he actually was waiting to see if I was going to be honest. Okay. And when I went out, I started at the beat in August. I had my son in January. I worked all the way to the tippy end. Like I was like December still hosting parties out like this, you know what I'm saying? And then I had my child. I only stayed home for like 4 weeks and I went right back to work because I knew you cannot put an absent in spots where people really, really want them. You know what I mean? Like it was days I had the baby carriage, I had the infant sitting in the studio with me. You know what I mean? You can't leave those spaces. And what happens is, thank God whoever was filling in for me wasn't better than me. I can't even think of who filled in for me because I don't know. But luckily, they weren't better than me, so I was able to slide back in. You know, so with Just Hilarious, first of all, and I'm getting more vocal about this because time is just going on, and I don't give a fuck too much more. Charlamagne is a disloyal Negro. He is, and so I think when Lauren came in, I mean, everybody keeps saying she's so much better than Jess, but the clips I see, she still be fumbling over words and shit too. So I don't get how she's that much better, but I know she comes from the TMZ background. So she has the media training, you know, probably more than Jess. You know what I mean? I believe they didn't communicate with Jess. I believe that they did not just sit everybody down and say, because I'm going to tell you something, 4 people on the mic is a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? They know me, and when everybody's an equal. And I say that to say, if you look at shows like a Steve Harvey or D.L. Hughley, Steve is here. So everybody's going to shut the fuck up and let Steve talk. But when everybody is here, there's a lot of fight to talk going on. So 4 people on the mic is a lot when there's not one leader. It's not Charlamagne in the Breakfast Club. It's not Envy in the Breakfast Club. You feel what I'm saying? There's no hierarchy. So also know in the industry they pit women against each other all the time. It's like there could only be one of us. If you look at anything in the Black community, especially hip hop, there's always only one. If it's a squad, there's one. There's always one. So now you put 2 in there. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes not the norm. And I also know that Charlamagne is a master manipulator. And I also know that this drama played into their favor because now people talk about the Breakfast Club like they've never talked about it in probably the past 5 years. Personally, myself, I think the Breakfast Club is on its last leg. And this right here breathes some life into them to get people talking. That's my opinion.
Well, he did say that, what Jess said. Just say he did send her a message saying, use that. And then, like I told my brother the other day, you can't have mental health part of your platform, and then when somebody's trying to express themselves, you cutting them off or you cracking jokes, because that's part of mental health, right? Expressing yourself.
He's a manipulator.
I feel like Jess talks as the common people talk, and Lauren she just pronunciates better, so people feel
more
like
polished.
She's way more polished. But there's instances like the Gary Owens where it felt like there was tension because the way she came across. There's other guests that's been on since she's been on that I feel like, man, that's kind of, why is she going like that, or why is her energy like that? And I think that plays a role. Like you said, the Breakfast Club is trying to fight their way back. You can't have any animosity with the guests and the one to host, and then you can't have any animosity between two hosts.
Personally, myself, and I've had somebody tell me, "Oh, you should reach in that, look at this, and use it." But personally, myself, I remember when we was young coming up, and when Charlemagne came to Columbia, he had a movement called Disrespect Your Elders, right? And he did his mixtapes called Disrespect Your Elders, and he went after some of our legends in the city. And he was basically saying, y'all are old, move the fuck on, let the new ones come in. At this point, you the elder now, and you old, and y'all need to move the fuck on. It's time for some fresh blood. And just the same way you felt when we was in our 20s, that the 40s, damn near 50-year-olds was holding these spots. Y'all are holding spots for younger, talented people to have. And that's just me being honest. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying? This is real. It's just history. You know what I mean? And I think that the only way for the Breakfast Club to survive is to get some new blood in there. Angela Yee, she sat there and she endured whatever she could endure until she couldn't do it anymore. And I felt her. You know what I mean? I know that I don't know Envy. I've never had interactions with him, but I do know Charlemagne. You know, and I do know he's not loyal. So I'm pretty sure when Jess was gone, they was blowing smoke all up Lauren's ass. And then Jess came back and Lauren felt a little, because they've been, you know, blowing all this smoke. You know, yeah, they've been hyping her up. Then Jess comes back and you feel that energy. There's nothing like that feeling in the studio. Like I can tell you, like, you know, doing podcasts like this is cool, but I promise you, if you're like in a studio, it's a different energy. You feel,
for sure.
Well, y'all come on my show when I was in the studio. It's like, you know, that energy is different. You know what I mean? It's like, and so when you're in that studio, you feel that shit. You know when you left out the room and somebody said something slick about you.
That's real. I feel like my only beef is not the way Jess felt, because everybody got their own perspective on how they feel about shit. And you just can't take that away from them. You feel me? If I saw some shit one way and you saw it a different way, neither one of us is wrong. I feel like the way it kicked off with the live was the bullshit.
So they did that on purpose. That was for the drama.
Well, I think that's the point that I get at. If you just initially bit on the live as to there being a real drama and not manufactured drama, because that's what it ended up being, is manufactured drama to boost their ratings.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And I have two black women. What do we love? What has been the biggest shows for black women is black women doing what? Going at each other.
Beefing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just been a thing. Like, people like to see it for some reason. I don't know why. And, you know, I wish Jess and Lauren would have had a conversation and came out like a united front and been like, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? We cool. We good over here. You know what I mean? But
that's what it should have been.
But here's the thing about those type of, when you're on that level, how everybody looks like they're all together, it's not like that. When that camera goes off and that mic goes off, they're whisked away.
Right.
They're not hanging out. They're not in the coffee room. You know what I'm saying? They're just whisked away. So like, and you can tell if you really. I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna give you another insider. Steve Harvey Morning Show was owned by iHeart. Okay. However, in Columbia, South Carolina, it's on the Big DM, which is the competitor, right? So when Nephew Tommy comes in town, he has to go to iHeart Studio to do the show on the competitor station. Okay. Follow me now. Nephew Tommy would come there at 11:30 at night. And then they would have to sit and wait for King Steve to come on the line, because Steve's going to do what the hell he want to do.
Right. For sure.
And so sometimes they're waiting 30, 40 minutes for Steve to just even come on. And they're not even in the same studios together. They're off in different places. And they're recording these shows 11:30 and 12 o'clock at night. I just gave y'all a little insider tip right there.
Damn.
Yeah. In order
Crazy,
for
right?
you to be
That how you going to be at iHeart recording a show for the Big DM?
Yeah.
right, at the end of the day, we should not, as people, fall into the manufactured drama,
Yep.
which life is a bunch of manufactured drama, depending on whether you participate in it, whether you casually looking at it. For the people that believe it's the gospel, you know what I'm saying, that thrive off of that energy. The way I looked at it was, at first I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then I thought about it, like you said, they not the bosses. And that's a bad look if the bosses don't know about it. So somebody had to green like that. Right. So
remember
I don't
this
know, man.
statement here when they always said the revolution would not be televised. Yes, it will.
Yeah. Got no choice these days.
Yep.
Got no choice these days. I'm gonna set it off. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and set it off with this, man. I love my black brothers and sisters, but
That's
y'all are
giving some bullshit coming, right?
yeah, I love my black brothers and sisters. I always will, man. But I have to let y'all know that y'all acting real YT right now about these trail rides. It's a great song. The fan is a great accessory. But some of y'all are just in the fucking way. And I'm saying that because trail rides are not a new thing.
Oh, absolutely.
They are, it's a fashionable thing right now because, again, the Perfect Storm song, line dance,
and
accessory.
Don't forget, Queen Bee blessed us to be cowboys.
Yep,
and the great Queen Bee said, it's okay, we're cowboys now and cowgirls.
There is no reason for 1,000 or more people to show up at a trail ride. You probably shouldn't have more than 50 people at a trail ride.
That ain't what it is no more.
These people out here, they found a new way to flex. They found out, they thought cowboy boots was $45. Cowboy boots can be up to into the thousands of dollars.
Hey, I've asked for a pair for my birthday.
No. And this is the thing. This is the real shit. My pop's been wearing designer cowboy boots for 30 plus years. That nigga will put on a dope traditional two-piece suit and he got cowboy boots on his feet. I'm saying this to say the trendiness, we set trends, and my sisters, my brothers, y'all falling into a trend. Y'all looking real opportunistic with this movement. Southern Soul has been.
Let me say this, okay? Because I have mixed emotions about it. I haven't been to a trail ride. However, we're part of it too. We are including a trail ride with Juneteenth week. However, I went out to a certain establishment on a random off night. I think it was like a Tuesday night, and it was like 200 people in there, and they was line dancing, they was popping their fans. And at first, fans could be a little annoying, but I also looked around and I saw people that were just having fun. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't mean mugging. It wasn't, just having a good time. And I think I appreciate that now at this age, because we grew up around like so much violence in our music that just to see something that's fun. You know what I mean? Just fun. I don't know. That's my opinion on it.
That's what I mean about people are in the way. When it became a trendy thing to do, the different elements of people is what changed. There's a certain type of individual that's with the trail ride shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And them people be getting lit. They got guns and shit, but nobody's thinking about no fucking violence. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Them people care about their animals. Horses is big business. You
Right,
feel
right.
me? You got 3,000 people out there for a trail ride. They got four wheelers. They got fucking outdoor runners, dune buggies, and all kinds of shit, along with these horses. And it ain't no different than a dog. A horse can get skittish. A horse can hurt or kill you. You feel me? So these people that are offering these, I feel like this the money grab part of it. These
Definitely.
promoters that are like, you know what I'm saying? Come on out to the trail ride. We're gonna start it, and you know what I'm saying? And it loses the essence of what it is.
Yeah.
You feel
Saw
me?
somebody post something that was really real. It was like, y'all should have, the people that's been doing the trail rides, y'all should have gatekeep that because promoters and DJs and all of them are starting to get involved. And then I saw somebody post under there and said that, oh, Louis Vuitton had started making fans. He's like, once it start getting out our hands,
Right.
like we start letting it get out our hands. Why is Louis Vuitton making fans now? Because they already see, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The longevity and the money in it. And once they start, everything we do, they take from us.
I knew it was over when Michael Strahan was on Good Morning America trying to do the boots on the ground dance.
Boots on
I
the
said,
ground. Go ahead, South
yeah.
Carolina, stand up on that one.
Oh no, for real. The song, the line dance, the fan, the creation of it is so fucking dope. But
Hey,
I
Chop.
do,
I'm trying to see the comments. Can y'all see the comments? I think that
Oh,
was Chop.
for sure,
yeah, that was Chop.
it was
What up, class by Chop?
indeed. I guess the thing is like we can't gatekeep because somebody is always looking to suck on the teeth. You know what I'm saying? They all looking for the next thing that we do. And I hadn't attributed to that, so I'm gonna give you that. The Beyonce thing was kind of where it jumped off into the lexicon. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, she put out a country album. No matter what the masses said, we know that album was pretty doggone dope. You feel me? But Southern Soul has been around since been around. You feel me? It's a
Brown liquor
derivative,
music. That's what we used to call it.
hole in the
Juke
wall
joint
music. There you go,
Well,
juke joint.
you got to think that music at one point, and I think this is where it got messed up at. We consider that with the older folks.
Right.
But when the younger folks started doing the music, the older folks appreciated it. But when the older folks appreciated it, the younger folks caught on because it was a younger person performing it.
Right. And I want to let me also say this for somebody that did radio for a very long time. I have seen the radio station support more Carolina artists on that note than they ever did for hip hop.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like just hearing the songs on the radio, like the few times I do, and I'm like, damn, you actually like y'all finally playing Carolina artists.
Yep.
Carolina artists have been trying to get on this radio for so many years, and y'all wouldn't play none of them hip hop artists, none of them R&B artists, but they like that Southern Soul.
But the Southern Soul is the bridge, and you got the old people doing it. You got my daughter in school learning and in Girl Scouts learning to dance.
Right.
But like my brother say, like people in the country, no matter what part of the country we're in, black folk in the country, even if you in St. Louis, but in the country part of St. Louis, when we think of country, we think of sitting under the tree. We thinking of sitting on the porch. We thinking listening to brown looking music and just vibing out, playing cards, playing dominoes, watching the kids play in the yard. And now they incorporated a trail ride, and it's adding a certain aura to it,
right?
Which is still country. So now you got city people saying, "I want a trail ride. I want to do this." So now you're pulling the city people across the world to the country aspect, and the country aspect was also you are who you are within this community. country folk been doing country shit for the longest, but when you bring city folk to the country, it's like you taking the reins off. City people, they go down to the south for the summertime when they're kids, and they got to experience all this wild shit. Now
what the fuck is this grit shit?
Exactly. So now it's
y'all just be eating pork rinds and shit.
Yeah, they see the liquor. Eat more peanuts. Like this, is the most I ever seen people talk about moonshine. Like moonshine used to be something you keep down in the low. Now everybody's bragging about drinking and having it, and they don't even have the real shit. I'm not saying
they don't even have the real shit.
And I know y'all know about that damn moonshine.
We know a little bit. We just know what the people talk about. That's all.
Yeah.
I know y'all know about that moonshine. Y'all always come with a damn mason jar or something.
Nah, man.
But you know what? I will say this as a implant. You know what I mean? Being that I was born in Virginia, grew up some years in New Jersey, came down south. You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, you can hold that Virginia talk, because they've been acting real like they not from the South for the longest, and them niggas country too, man.
Hey, listen, I only lived there till I was 2. You ain't putting VA on me, okay? I don't have VA on my back, okay? But
y'all people from Virginia calling people south of Alabama's is crazy.
Listen, I only lived there till I was 2.
Okay.
So I ain't got VA on my back, okay? And I don't even claim Jersey anymore because I feel like I'm more of a Carolina girl. But I think for the way I watched the evolution is for a long time people disrespected the South. And when the South finally really got the ball, they ain't gave it back yet. They ain't gave it back yet. You remember the West Coast had their time, East Coast kicked it off, Midwest had their time, but when it came to the South, we ain't give it back yet. We still like, you can't have it back. You can't have it back. We waited our turn. And so I love seeing that evolution of the Southern soul, because I think those artists have been out there doing their thing for a long time, not getting the recognition, the love they deserve. And then, like you said, the younger people coming in, like the King Georges, you know what I'm saying? I remember the first time I ever saw King George perform, I was like, oh, young dude over here with his little white beater on and some jeans. What's he about to do? And then he got on that stage and I was like, damn.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So I'm loving it. I'm loving the attention that South Carolina is getting right now. Yes. Anybody knows me, I'm a champion for independent artists. I love to see the Carolinas win. I really am just really loving seeing South Carolina getting, it does take some negativity to, because it's the world we live in. It's not going to be all positive. But I'm just really loving the fact that South Carolina's artists are starting to get some love. And I just salute all of them, man. All of them.
For sure. What I'm saying, the trail ride shit is real. That sense of community is real. That is part of your roots. Whether you from mid-city New York, Harlem, like that's part of your existence if you are a black person. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we always had that little rift between us. When our Philadelphia cousins, when our Jersey cousins, when our New York cousins came down and they was acting like we was like cave people. You know what I'm saying? Like
arguing whether it's soda or pop. Is it soda or pop?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like I get it. You from a fly place and the lights is bright and the nights is long. I get that shit. But we be doing shit down here too. What I'm saying is support the trail rides, but go to something that's dedicated to the experience. Yeah. Don't go to be in your new outfit. Them horses is shitting out there. It is dusty out there. If you fall off that horse, it's gonna hurt. You don't need
I'm
no
getting my
extra
food
shit.
and putting on some jean shorts and I'm going, goddammit.
And you should. And embrace the culture from a real place, not a brunch.
Yeah.
The same energy that goes into a brunch should not go into a trail ride.
You got to get dirty. Jay, I hate to tell you, this is a train that's moving, and you're not gonna be able to stop it. I'm just telling you right now, you ain't gonna be able to stop it. Okay. Once Queen B let all the women know that shit was cute, cute.
Right.
It's over with. And Fashion Nova gonna have them cowboy boots, and they ain't
Oh,
gonna
that's for
be
certain.
expensive. And you gonna be go on Fashion Nova, get you a pair for $20, and you gonna have your boots on the ground. It's a train you can't stop.
Keep in
You can't
mind
stop it.
when you get fly that you probably gonna step in some horse shit. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Never gonna step into sword shit. No, I seen an older white lady selling fans. She was selling fans she made. But what I do want to say is the trail ride, the music, and all that. What I do appreciate is with the Southern Soul and the trail rides, it's separating the South from Atlanta.
Agreed. Agreed.
Everything is Atlanta, and Southern Soul trail rides. That's incorporating the entire South. People don't even think about where the artists are from. Like you said, King George been out, had a hit. Most people didn't even know he's from South Carolina. They just heard him saying it. 803 Fresh, Boots on the Ground. Most people don't know what 803 was. They didn't know that was the air code for down here.
No, like hand to the man. Smitty had to tell me that song was from the Carolina. I'd heard it all over the place, you know. Yeah. I didn't know that, and I was like impressed. I was like, "Let's go, Carolina!"
You see what Smitty said? Smitty said he got some fans coming.
And look.
No, he already had me looking up fans for June 19th, Kyle.
Get your money. I'll never knock nobody for getting their money, but make your experience a safe experience for the people, Kyle.
Just know we got a trail ride coming up for June 19th. Let me get my shameless plug.
For sure.
They're gonna be on James Island, I believe. Smitty could probably reiterate, but they have an actual 2-hour trail ride that is incorporated with Juneteenth week. That Saturday, I think it's the 21st of June. So get your boots on the ground.
But is that and that's the other thing? Is it just a party, or y'all doing a little education? I understand it's on June 19th. That's the other thing. People are doing this stuff just to go party.
They're actually they're in South Carolina. We have Black Cowboys of South Carolina. It's like that group that's actually doing it. So it's official tissue.
Yeah. That's what I appreciate.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
get to the line dance, but do the things that make it the full experience. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Support Venom, support her event. Like I said, get with your people and find you a reputable ranch with some black folks on it. We live in Columbia, South Carolina. It is nothing. It is not a strange occurrence for a black man on a fucking horse to be riding his horse down a main street.
Remember the guy that used to ride the horse to Wet Willie's?
Wet Willie's,
they still got it.
Broad River.
Yeah, I went a couple months ago.
I saw one in line at KFC on Two Notch Road one time on his horse.
I love that. I love our people. I love that exposure because, if certain people tell the story, we was just brushing horses and feeding horses and doing everything but riding them motherfuckers and lassoing them motherfuckers and herding motherfucking cattle. Like, that is part of our existence as black people.
And one other thing, safety precautions. My brother already spoke about the horses, safety precautions. But these fours and side-by-sides, hey, you got to treat them like damn motorcycles, bro. You might not be on the concrete, but hitting your head on the rock is like hitting your head on the concrete, man. People need to just be safe out there. And remember, some of these trail rides are 3-4 hours long, and you deep into the woods. So you want to be, as safe as possible to get you definitely hydrated, but just as safe as possible.
I don't even understand it, because how I'm going to pee, what I'm going to do when my drink run out. I got too many questions. It's a no for me.
That's why you need to put the Fashion Nova up and put on your rustlers.
Your Wranglers, your Buddy Lees.
Put on your Buddy Lees for sure.
Make sure you take a pack of tissue and a cooler. They now there's a couple people on TikTok. They tell you what to bring because they saying some of their
Yeah.
trails are 3 to 4 hours long, and they say, hey, women,
Do they stop ever though? Like, I mean, like
Oh
really, like
yeah.
the way
No,
this
they gonna
ladder
take
set up, I'm
breaks.
gonna have to pee.
no, they
They
deep in
gonna
the
take
woods now.
breaks and rest the
Yeah,
horses. But you
Oh,
gonna have to
okay.
do some primitive shit now.
yeah, you gonna have to be
Oh
out there in
yeah,
the
as long as
woods.
you got some whites, we make it work. But see, I
Okay.
do that for a car and bike show. Let me tell you something.
I,
Eh, Anybody knows me, they know if I'm about to be set up outside, I'm gonna be set up. I'm gonna have the thing of whites. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a rug down under my tent because I don't want the ants on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I come prepared. Like I am a very prepared person. So if they take break, I can, do a little squat and pee real quick. They ain't too bad. You just gotta
now,
have you
now,
some wipes and some hand sanitizer.
just for all you trendy, independent ladies that want to do this shit, keep that shit in mind. Cause show up with more than your
Yeah,
motherfucking selfie stick in your phone.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
your debit card ain't gonna matter in a situation like this. Because once you out there, you out there.
You,
But I
you,
will
you
say,
you
like my
drop
brother
some
said,
real shit.
it's an experience that everybody should at least acknowledge because it gives back to the heritage of where we came from and how we came. Just the experience of being out in the woods. Some people there's some people never been to the beach. There's some people that just ain't never been to the woods. They never been out on the dirt road. They never been down a road with no lights on it. So it's just an experience of, hey, this is actually where you came from. People came through the ports of Charleston. People came through the ports of Savannah. They came through all types of ports. And this is what they used to live like back in the day. But I think also giving back to some of those farmers, whether they breed horses, cows, cattle, the trail ride, it brings them also a source of income because that wasn't a source of income back in the day for them to, rent
Right.
their acreage out for people, or that little corner store that town probably hold 1,800 people. Now you picked up another 500 people just for one day, so it kind of circulates the dollar, which I do appreciate.
No,
Exactly.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate the movement to a degree. I'm still mad at you motherfuckers that's in the way. Like you coming out here
Yeah,
to like nobody care about your bankroll on a trail ride.
hell no.
Nobody give a fuck how much you pay for your boots on the trail for the people that's really there for that. And if you're not really there for that, you kind of in the way.
Well,
Your curiosity, no. Your curiosity is gonna put you in a right way
well.
because you're doing something that's out of pocket. You know what I'm saying, or out of your normal realm. But you came to the trail ride with a chopper car. You came to the trail ride with
With
an
an AR.
FN. Like, come on, huh?
Yeah, you're not coming to have
Go,
fun.
But I'm gonna tell you,
go.
and I did this back in the day. Okay, if you're doing an outside event in 2025 and you ain't popping trunks and checking them cars, that's shame on
Say
you.
that.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. That would be
Say that.
shame on you as a promoter. I remember I did what I claimed a midnight car and bike show on Broad River.
I was there.
Everybody said somebody gonna get shot. This is gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We popping every trunk that comes to you. If you can't pop your trunk and open your glove box, you ain't
You
pulling
gotta
this
go.
car in this parking lot. And I
You
did
gotta
that
go.
shit probably 15 years ago. So if you're not having the wherewithal to know that one, everybody don't have good intentions.
There
Two,
you go.
there's a lot of mental illness out here. Three,
There you go.
firearms are so accessible. You know what I mean? And it just takes one situation. So if you can't take the extra step, then you're not a responsible promoter.
Not only that, cut off. If you already got 500 people in there, I know you want that money. Don't try to include another 700. You already
Oh,
got
ain't no
500.
promoter about to do that. You can go ahead and just
They
chop
gon'
that up,
they
and
gonna get all they
ain't
gonna
no
get all the
promoter about to
money.
do that.
Yeah, I know, but that's where
All
your problems come in too. Because not like you said, your security is matched for that 500. It wasn't matched for that 1,200.
Yeah, yeah.
that's all we saying is just kind of be more conscious of your responsibility to the community that you bring it in. It's fashionable, so people that are not in the know, they gonna be the plentiful people out there. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
don't get it twisted. You can wait for IG to produce a good trail ride for you, or you can do your own research where you can find out who the owner of the establishment is, what they trail ride consists of, and how you go out there and have a good time. And guess what? They'll still play the song, and you'll still be able to pop your motherfucking fan, and you'll get home.
Yeah, we got Sweet Rose Farms. Our guest we had a couple weeks ago, a black man. He got a farm in GA, and he gonna start incorporating trail. He has a horse farm, so he's also going to incorporate trail rides on his farm, on his own personal farm. You got the last topic?
Man, look,
Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough one.
it's these twin brothers, Quadir and Nazir. They are Quadir Malik Lewis and Nazir Raheem Lewis. These young brothers are from Georgia, but they were found an hour and a half away on a mountain in Georgia, deceased,
Right.
with gunshot wounds. The GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, they wanted to close it out after 3 days. Close the case and say it was a murder-suicide of brothers. And yeah, I've heard of Cain and Abel and brothers fight. Me and my brother fight. I don't think it's no reason that we would be planning a trip to go somewhere. They were supposed to fly out that morning to go to Boston. They are reasonable, respectable, good kids that ain't nobody seen them two brothers get into shit. How you wanted to chalk this up to murder suicide is crazy to me. And how you want to conclude an investigation within 3 days. Then on the 4th day, you arrest somebody because they was up there taking pictures and releasing photos of those two young brothers' bodies. They ain't say he had shit to do with it yet, but he had something to do with it. You know something about something. But he's in custody now. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like when I heard it, this before I deep dive into it, I wonder because he was a volunteer firefighter, right? The one that released the pictures.
Yes.
So he
Scott
had ties.
Curlin of Hiawassee, Georgia.
I wonder if he did it because he knew there was gonna be some bullshit hidden, and he did it. Like
Yeah,
sometimes some people think the worst of why did he release it because this. Well, maybe he did it so they couldn't cover it up for whatever reason. I'm just
Or
saying,
he
like,
sold it to get a check.
or that too.
That's more likely. That's more likely.
So here's the thing. I've been waiting to hear more about this case because it's like in my mind, I've always been told if it doesn't make sense, it probably doesn't. I'm trying to think why two 19-year-olds that were on their way to an airport, even if you said murder-suicide, if your brother said to you, and y'all on the way to the airport and y'all flight getting off at 1 and it's 12 o'clock, and he say, hey, let's take a detour and go to the mountains. Hey, what?
Right.
So how did one brother lure the other one to the mountain and it makes sense to him? That'd be the first thing that doesn't ring off. Second, I have yet to hear, and I may be wrong, maybe y'all might have seen it. Did they identify a firearm on the scene?
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't heard that yet. So if it's a murder-suicide, there should be a gun there. Because a dead person can't get rid of a gun.
Unless you shoot yourself and throw the gun.
You know what I mean? Like,
crazy.
I have yet to hear that. I thought I've been looking to see them say, oh, there was a revolver there, a 22 there. They haven't said that yet. And if they wanted to really make their statement true, they should have already came out and said that. But I'm going to tell you this. And let me just tell y'all this. I've always said one of the worst places to die is Georgia. Went through it. Some of y'all know about my brother that passed. They're slow. It takes forever. It's like it's almost like it makes you want to like look at all the episodes of Law and Order you ever saw and throw them in the trash. Okay, it
Right.
was the most longest drawn out process I have ever experienced in my life. So it was a little weird to me that they was already quick to make a judgment like that. You know what I mean? Because like when my brother went missing, we couldn't even get footage from the bus station because they had to get a subpoena first.
Yep.
The bus station wouldn't even release no damn footage. Like, wait. But in Law and Order, they get it like this.
Right.
They go and get, so I just, something ain't right in the water. Something ain't right in the milk.
Somebody said if they got an Uber, I don't know if they got an Uber, but where's the Uber report? Who dropped them off? They didn't just walk up a mountain.
They have not given any details. They didn't say there was a car left there. They haven't said, it's like.
Then they said they haven't said who they went with. So if I drop you off, you trying to tell me there's not, unless you deep in the woods. I don't know how the mountain set up and how the road set up, but there's a camera every fucking where.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. If you went through a traffic light, the traffic light should be able to see it was more than you in that car alone, just alone, that part alone. You fly by a little corner store, all right, there's two people in the car, one person in the car. Then if you go 15 miles up the mountain, well, why the fuck you went up the mountain? Like,
and in this day and age, if you're an Uber driver, let's just say, in this day and age, most people would be itching to tell their story.
Right. I saw them two boys. I dropped them
off. I'd be like, I dropped them off. Let me tell you, they got in the car with me. They got sat in the back seat. They was nice. They was pleasant. They gave me a tip. I'd be all over the internet.
Right.
But where the
so nobody has copped to it.
Did they say anything about the phones?
Oh, the phones
they haven't released. Yeah, they haven't released. And this is more along the lines of it's a traumatic event for that family. My prayers go out to that family because first off, you don't want to take the phone call that a member of your family is no longer with you. And then the reasoning that they give that they no longer here with you don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that family is owed more than that. And the GBI, the state of Georgia in general, y'all on the clock. For you people that run across this and you haven't heard about it, man, look into it. Quadir and Nazir. Was it Lewis? Yeah.
There's too many holes in that story for me.
And then they try to say it's a sundown.
We gonna be watching.
Yeah, they try to say it's a sundown town. Some people said it is. Some people just say a town you don't be out late in.
So
but here's the thing is, it's still the question is always going to be why and how do they get there? If you're on the way to the airport, what got you 40-something miles away from the airport in a mountain?
Right.
It just the story just said, what this story also reminds me of? Because I think they finally came to a conclusion. But the young man they found rolled up in the mat.
Rest of the mat, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're just now coming to some conclusions with that, all these years later. But if we don't push it, and that's why the public has to stay on it, we got to stay not distracted by other things, because they'll sweep it under the rug if we don't stay.
They definitely are, especially with all the stuff with the tariffs and the leaked text message going out this week. It has overshadowed that aspect.
That's
it's
crazy.
Always going to be like the news cycle is fighting the news cycle. There's so much bullshit that go on, but it's up to people like us to protect people like us. You feel me? That's the same reason why we had the conversation about the trail ride. It's some cool shit going on, but also we cannot be devoid of responsibility when shit happens. We cannot just be accepting any answer that a motherfucker provides when something crazy happens.
Yeah.
We have to be more diligent in the way we live our lives and the way we surveil our lands. You know what I'm saying? Always head on a swivel, man. But the Lewis family, or I'm not sure if that's the family name or not, but those young brothers, Their families need to have some answers and some real answers.
Amen.
Definitely that. And real quick, before we get out, I just wanted to touch, because we done touched on a lot this episode. You got Latino/Hispanics coming out asking about Black people's opinion and support during this time for them. Now you got white people, white farmers, white people losing benefits, asking why the Black community is still quiet in this aspect. Why
Everybody's
is that?
asking why the Black community is hands
Yeah,
off
don't
right
know. People don't want us. They don't like us. But they come to us and ask for support on whatever cause they have. And when we have a cause like these two twins where we need answers, there's no one to be found. So as a person that represents the Black community, for each one of y'all before we get out of here, how do y'all feel when people use it as their backbone, knowing that they don't give a shit about us?
I'll defer.
He said, I ain't quiet.
I would say, first of all, some things aren't our fight, and sometimes you gotta let other people fight amongst themselves. However, me and Smitty was just having this conversation. Middle class, lower class, black, white, brown, whatever. We're being pitted against each other instead of coming together as a whole. And I think that we have been screaming that for so long. So then now, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Now that the chicken comes to roost, don't ask us to gather the eggs.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, we've been telling y'all for so long, we need to come together, all of us. And because at the end of the day, you know, people think it's a racial divide. And isn't that what Kendrick Lamar said? It's not a racial divide. It's a money and not haves and have not. That's the divide. And until it sinks into people's head, because guess what? If everything goes to hell, right? Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from the Carters. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from the Harveys. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from the Jordans. It's not gonna be about race. They're not gonna lose shit because they're black. It's about who has and who doesn't. And until all the races get that in their head, because at the end of the day, we have the numbers. You know what I mean? We have the numbers. And I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Electoral college was created. Okay? And there's a quote you can find in a newspaper from one of the founding fathers. They created the electoral college because they knew it would always be more poor people than rich people. So the poor people would have the majority vote every time. They would never be able to fight back because it's going to be more poor people. And that's why they created electoral college. Little history lesson.
Yeah, man, look. Definitely haves versus have-nots. I'm appreciating, I said it on previous shows, I'm appreciating the quiet strength of Black people right now. You know what I'm saying? I seen some TikToker, YT TikToker, you know, saying, where is Kamala Harris now? It's like, nigga, if I work at Burger King and Burger King fire me, I'm not showing up to cook the fries after I get fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people
and not to take
are
away
crazy.
from her sister, because she still got 70 million people did vote for her. So salute her to be able to get 70 million votes out of 4 months of campaigning.
Whatever, however you feel about, however you feel about her, whether it's positive or negative, that's not it. I think they so used to Black folks hitting the streets about you know, the things that we got to endure every day, and we finally realized that going out there to get chastised or portrayed as
They're eating cats
a
and
peaceful
dogs.
protest. Well, not even that. Like we go out and we peaceful protest, and all of a sudden chaos erupts. Goddamn Walmarts get burned down, Targets get burned down, and they get to say, "See, look at how they act." They didn't get that this time, and it's weird for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird for them. Um, I don't know, man. Get your chickens up, keep your head on the swivel, buy some ammo every week. Um,
And I'm telling you, it's
protect
starting
yourself.
already. Let me tell you,
Protect
I
yourself.
ordered something from Amazon last week. That bitch ain't get here till yesterday. And I was like, damn. Last time Amazon Prime take this many damn days. It's
My
gonna
dog
be
said it.
different.
My dog said they never burn down Popeyes though.
But here's the thing. Let me tell you something. Where protest,
Oh shit!
I'm not big on going out, and this is just my personal opinion, in protesting because we don't protest with a purpose. You can't protest for peace. You can't protest for hope. You can't protest for we don't want violence anymore. You got to have a purpose, and that's why like a lot of people don't understand like how the LGBT community Q A make sure I put all the letters in. I didn't want
The
to mess it up.
alphabet people.
Um, like people say, well, now they got so much stuff pushed through because they protest with a purpose. They said we want to be able to marry, we want to be able to get married, so we're going to protest until we can get married. You have to have something concrete. Like we go out and we just be like, we just want this shit to stop. You got to have a plan. The best boycott ever that we've ever seen in America was the bus boycott in Alabama.
Montgomery boycott. Yeah.
They had a purpose and they said we're gonna do this until you do this. So if we are gonna protest, we need a purpose. It's not about just tearing up shit. Like when we had that situation on Park Lane when the young kid got shot by the shopkeeper. Everybody came out there to the damn store. And I said to myself, what is it that y'all want? Okay, they arrested them. So what is it? Why are you out here? Like for me, I would say, hey, I want the Shell Corporation to establish a line where we can report bad owners.
Right.
Give it a purpose. I need a concrete purpose. I'm out here until this happens. We can't just be out here because we mad.
I think we starting to figure that out though. You feel me? And I
Out there
think
stealing
that's
cigarettes. It was out there stealing cigarettes.
yeah. Everybody is not equipped to deal. Some people, and that's the other thing. The small percentage that take this as an opportunity to gain some advantage, to elicit some type of response, to steal thunder, like those, we all get lumped in with that group. If you had 20,000 motherfuckers walking the street, 19,250 of them had good intentions.
Yeah.
But we all get lumped in with that other 750.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody is doing what they're supposed to do, man. Take care of your home. That's what you should focus on right now. Take care of your home, take care of your family, do what you can to build your future. And if you can afford to go on a trail ride, go on a trail ride. But you're gonna step in some horse shit.
And bring your wife.
Hey man, look. It's always dope to get Venom on here, man. I'm so glad that you joined us this evening. Your perspective, your passion, your intelligent rebuttals and opinions are always received, you know what I'm saying? And glad that you could get them out on the platform. Is there anything else you want to plug back in? Let the people know where to be on Juneteenth?
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, Juneteenth week, we're gearing it up. We're going into year 5. Our theme is family reunion. Anybody looking for something to do with their family is built-in entertainment. You don't have to think about nothing. Just hit us up, June19thweek.com. We'll get your family over there. Your whole family reunion is planned out. All y'all got to do is show up. You ain't got to think about it. You could be like, oh, we got the block party on Friday. We got the parade on Thursday. Friday, we got the block party. Saturday, we got the R&B joint at the Hanahan Park. Like, come on. Like, we trying to make this a family thing and just really start honing in on what Juneteenth really means. And it's a celebration for us. You know what I mean? It has a dark past. It's very dark, and we all understand that. But one thing that we do well as a people is take that shit back. So let's take that back, and let's come on, get your family together, and let's party. Let's go.
I like it. I appreciate it. Carolina, what you gonna tell the people, Carl?
Man, fuck this powder. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody that be tapping in with us, man.
Declarative up.
Man, I got something at work. I put in my drawer at work. I ain't got nothing here. I'm gonna do something. But appreciate everybody rocking with us for as long as we've been doing this. We are growing. We're growing slowly, but we are growing, and I can appreciate that, man. Keep tuning in to us. We got some other dope guests coming on, and then we got dope people like Venom coming back on. So rock with us, people. Like, subscribe. Damn, I said like, share.
God, that boy tongue got fat as hell just now.
Yeah.
And listen, let me salute y'all because consistency is very, very hard. And I have to applaud y'all because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a step back from my podcast because just that consistency is very, very hard. And that's dedication. And just salute y'all for that shit.
We appreciate that, man. Look. Hey man, look, we just two brothers having a conversation, man. And we can be marketable. Don't get it twisted. You can get your money fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? We might need a little fine tuning here and there. We might need some little, all that shit is negotiable. But we can, you know what I'm saying, come, make a call, send an email, do something, man. And then, we got people, we connected to people like Venom. So even if you don't fuck with us, fuck with her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't fuck with her, fuck with Glass by Chop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't fuck with Glass by Chop, fuck with Smitty, Lizzie Farms, Woodworks by Joe. We know a lot of people.
Can we get some eggs, please?
Hey, and look, every day I think about buying a chicken. Every day.
Hey,
every day I think about
it.
I think you can have 2 Venom in the city, 2 or 3 in the city.
Nah, I don't want them loud shit in my backyard.
I got a couple doors down. I got them. They got them on the side of the house. A couple doors down. They got them on the side of the house.
Are they loud?
I don't hear them.
Oh, well, that's good.
I mean, they several houses down. They probably about 7, 8 houses down.
Yeah, they ain't that. But they loud for somebody. They might not be loud for him.
Yeah,
I had got my old lady sent me this real quick. My old lady sent me a message. I was in the shower. Sent me a message. I didn't see the message. I go sit in the living room on the chair. I hear something at my door. So I jump up, open. You open the door wide. See what happened? It's this big ass turkey with his wings out. That thing scared the shit out of me.
Hell no! I would have haunted that motherfucker.
I slammed the door back and I peeked my head back out there. He's still out there. He's out there for 2 days. A turkey.
Okay, so this is just one more thing. Like, if you open your door and it's a turkey out that door and you scared, maybe a trail ride ain't your shit.
I thought you about to say that. But that shit, it wasn't on my mind to see some big ass turkey out there. Now I look at my message, the old lady said there's a turkey outside. Big ass turkey.
Yeah. Oh man, look.
I'm gonna be honest.
Shout out to Dr. Linda.
I love the trail ride shit, but it ain't for me. I'm not an outdoorsy girl. I need the elements to be able to be controlled.
That's all I'm saying. If you got 3,000 people out there, for a trail ride, 2,200 of them motherfuckers are not equipped for what they thought they came for.
If you only see the porta potties where you park at and it's a trail ride. What that tell you?
Oh my
Hey,
God.
nah, man, look, experience
No.
some of that shit. I'm not mad. I'm not mad that I'm mad at the popularity, but there
The
is
commercial.
valuable knowledge and camaraderie to be gained from those things. That country way of life is some real shit. It's a whole lifestyle. Just like standing on your motherfucking block and walking up 47 flights of stairs because the elevator broken, like that's your shit. That bodega, chopped cheese, and whatever the fuck, like that's
That's
y'all regular
a
shit.
good sandwich right there.
There's some country shit that just should really give you some foundational spirit of your ancestors, man. And that's the shit that we should tap in on a little bit, man. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. We good.
But we've been trying to sign off for the last 15 minutes. It's always good though when we tap in during the week like this, man. Shout out to everybody that watched my homeboy Blackbeard is out there, man. Um, Love the people who love you back, man. Tune in next Wednesday. And we gonna get Venom to come back on here and talk that shit because she probably one of the best that we ever had on the screen, man. And that's not to slight anybody else. She just with that shit
You know I'm with the shit. Let's go.
for sure, man. Look, y'all be easy, and until the next time, we gone.